A Highland welcome for those who are drawn to the hills and lochs of Wester Ross. It may feel a lifetime ago, but every man who wears the white beret of the Arctic convoys can still feel the chill of that voyage around the edge of the ice sheet. For 10 days, the greatest enemy could be the weather, the Arctic storms which tossed the merchant ships and their Royal Navy protectors like corks. Calm conditions brought plunging temperatures. Grey warships turned white by a coating of ice, which could so easily prove fatal.
Our bridge was an open bridge, and so you're up there for 4 hours, and we had good sea boots, heavy sea boots, and several layers of clothing, and a good sort of furry hat thing, gloves. But the effect of the cold on the ship was, of course, that ice formed on the deck and they had to be chipped off very regularly, otherwise the ship might well turn turtle.
Here, surrounded by the beauty of Loch WWII, the travellers gathered and said their goodbyes. 1,400 vessels delivered 4 million tons of supplies to the Russian army and its civilian populations. Rich pickings for the aircraft and submarines targeting them.
I worked in a radar cabin as a radar operator. We were desperately tired. I remembered how desperately tired. When you're very tired, watching a little screen go round isn't a great way of keeping awake. I held a book between my fingers and thumb, and when I went to sleep, the book dropped on my lap and woke me up. I was back on again.
For about a week, the savage enemy assault went on in an attempt to wipe out the staggering tonnage of weapons and supplies, which even the Germans described as enough to equip an army.
The convoys did fight their way through to Murmansk and Archangel, but at a cost. In the case of one, codenamed PQ-17, only 11 of the 35 cargo ships reached port. Today, on the clifftop above the old anchorage, veterans will bow their heads and recall the faces of the crewmates who made their last voyage and the old friends who've made their final pilgrimage.